He's got it.
Honourable mentions. Honourable mentions. Anybody in your honourable mentions?
Shall we do honourable mentions while we wait? This CJ's just has to be pasted into the doc.
I'll go.
All right.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
My honourable mention on the list. It's going to be a man who just couldn't hit the ball in Singapore. It's going to be Nolly.
Wait.
So what?
The cannon at 25?
Yes.
What have you done that for?
I don't know why you revealed it. But
Where's your camera
I saw my honourable mention, not my 25.
No, you're 25. 25 is the honourable mention, bro.
No. You asked us for a top 25 list, so 26 is the honourable mention.
25 is the honourable mention.
No,
I don't believe this.
no.
Well,
Chat, type 1 if you thought that doesn't make sense at all, because I made my list, and then I give someone who's not on my list.
No, because there are 48 players of the majors, so there's 24 in the top half, and then there's someone else.
The top 24 list then.
No, top 24 is like a boring number.
No, there's no. One.
Where's your camera at? Where are you?
Oh, yeah, I can get set up in a second. Let me give my honorable mention 25.
You're all over the place.
Before you...
You're all over the place.
Johnny.
Okay, who's your honorable mention again? I forgot already.
Oh my god!
Who is it?
It was Nolly. I said it because he couldn't hit the ball in
okay.
Singapore. I think he's not in form.
I can't believe you took him out because of
Nolly
Singapore.
hate it.
That's crazy. He's gonna hate that.
And then I've got the cannon straight in there at 25. Bang. Not sure how well Moist are going to go. Obviously, Juicy's first.
Cannon
event,
at 25.
but the cannon's going to just round in my. It's just I've got a nice bookend of my list, if you would. You got to have a strong 25 and obviously a strong 1, and the cannon is just looking good down there.
What is my list?
Anyone else have any honorable mentions before I reveal?
I want to do my honorable mention to trigger Johnny Boy a little bit because I'm going to throw Killiers as my honorable mention. I'm not sure that Rule 1 have even the chance to show themselves off because they'll probably have to beat Crew in the first round to have a good event. And then, assumedly,
oh, okay, so you got Crew winning.
Would go into a top 8, but based off the series against the OCE matchup, so that they won't really get a true chance.
Wait, so you think they're going to lose? Wait,
I have them at the moment losing in top 8. Yeah,
losing in top 8, but Killiers is See, the problem with that is
a really close match between them and Crew, right?
Yeah,
and they could lose against Crew. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but my prediction
it's close.
Them going down, losing in the upper bracket, and then beating OCE, but then not really.
No, but see, the problem with that is that if they do beat OCE, Killiers is going to have 5 goals a game. Like against teams that when they win, he's the one with all the points. But so we'll see.
When are you going to be just looking at goals per game to determine the best?
I reckon Killiers versus OCE is going to look like the best player in the world. Like he turns it up when he's against players he's better than. But yeah, Rawas is pretty good as well. Don't want to say too much here, but okay. Any other honorable mentions? Not listed, unlisted players. I don't have anyone. Astromic.
Yeah, Astromic's on mine. Same reasons as Yummy. I don't know how well NIP is gonna do, but definitely kind of still want to rate Astromic really high on this list because
I like that. Yeah, player. I like that because they're likely to go out. They've got a tough bracket. But actually, they could do something. That's a good honorable mention there. I like that. No HM Bates?
No, I have no need to say my HM.
No HM
I came here with 25 names, and that's in that 25 names I'm going to list off.
All right, let's reveal 25s. CJ's got Cash. Let's see what everyone else has got.
I've done something similar to CJ, actually.
What is this? What is this?
Oh no!
What is Bates? What is this?
What?
Are you trying to lose immediately? Just straight away, just trying to take the L. What is this?
What'd I do?
What is exciting at 25, bro?
What are you talking about, bro?
Land?
I did watch Last Land. It looked good. That's why he made my list. Did he make my list last time? I don't remember. I don't think he did. So now he's on the list now. That's what
At
happened.
25 though.
I put in.
Can I just say,
27
chat?
names.
Sometimes I go first on this list. I put in the cannon. Everyone's like, "What are you doing? You've got the TBates just calling me out." But you just got to be patient because I bet you bottom dollar there's going to be a couple of worse 25 picks in store. And have a look at the right and the left of the screen, not all the way on the left.
Not all the way
Sorry,
left, thank you.
But goodness gracious, there's always a bigger fish, chat. You've just got to hold fire on the roastings.
No,
Chronic
listen.
and exotic. What are you
I think
doing?
exotic at 25 is good. That means that all 3 players of Carmine should be on the list, ideally. And that means that they should be pretty solid. 3 players in the top 25 at a LAN, you're looking good. Looking great even.
But like he was like probably definitely top 5 players, probably top 3 players at the last major. Like Vatira
I don't know about
FK1 2,
that.
then
Easily
who
top
else?
5. Yeah.
I think easily top 5. You've got to like say CRRs in the mix. It's CRR exotic and probably Atto next, but he's top 5 at last LAN and now he's 25. What happened?
I mean, maybe. I don't. Maybe it was. I don't remember. But I will say that the LAN was the best I've ever seen him play. I do think he was top 10. Was he top 5? I don't remember. I do think the LAN was the best I've ever seen him play. Haven't seen him play like that again. I'm not saying that's an anomaly, but I think there is some regression to the norm. I think there's a lot of other great players at this LAN who really got to show their stuff. And I think it's really hard to put them to accurately place exotic in a place where I think he's going to outplay as an individual other people on this list. So I got me at 25.
All right, well, I guess we'll need
Hello?
to see some more context there to see what is going on with Exotic 25. Dazerin's got
I
Joyo.
didn't count. I had 20. I submitted 27 names. So
Wait, what?
I'm kind of upset because
Wait.
I didn't do the counting there.
Wait.
I was trying to. I'm a little upset about this one.
You can't count, bro.
Bro, it was just 2 names, bro. I thought I
Bro,
had
it's not hard to
everything.
count. Word, Microsoft Word, it gives a function where it goes, you do insert, and it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for you. So then you can see.
Okay,
Or you can do Excel.
Use Excel, yeah. It's got a number
Excel
on the
could
left.
also count it for you.
Yeah, I just wrote the names in Discord. I'm not gonna
Oh, so
lie.
we're not using technology.
Well,
That's
first of all-
what happened. Who's missing then? You've got more honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah, I got Drafinho and Clears.
Oh, you also had Kalir's HM.
Yeah,
Like, yummy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be HM, but yeah. I would have moved that around.
That's
I'm
actually...
feeling good about 25.
I can't believe CJ rocked up an hour late and he's already like had 2 of his opponents eliminated. Like they're just thrown so hard.
It's honestly not hard to make a good list.
The thing is, with CJ, it's just surprising to have the canon. You know, your love affair.
Oh, I
with
see what
canon
you
on.
mean. Yeah.
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 Although I'm going to be the same for me, you know, because I am a big fan of Acronic and Liquid. But I had to put him lower than I would like to because to balance like with not making it look like Liquid are going to win the event almost. So for me, Acronic is probably the most important player for the team, but he's also got 2 players that are going to outshine him so much that he's not going to be considered the best. So I put him a little bit lower.
I like that Acronic respect. I like that.
He
Most
does
people
have.
don't say that.
Have you seen his haircut for this event or his hair dye? He's got white hair
Oh,
now.
it's horrible.
What do you
Ooh.
mean?
I think he looks like he's 40.
Wait.
You look like you're 16 with your baby face. Stop judging people. Let him live his life.
I judge you
Wait,
too.
wait,
With your
wait.
do-rag on your head.
Thank you. I'm giving a baptism in the hood for a reason.
Okay.
Has he put? No, he's not put any photos out there, has he? I'm looking for it. on
I saw his
Twitter.
stream.
He hasn't
I
tweeted it yet.
was just I just looked at it. I was like, I did not like this. I just didn't like it.
I don't believe it. I thought it was. I thought it was all right. I didn't mind it. Okay, let's go for 24 here. Let's see what we've got. In the top half of the players at the LAN. Oh well, this is getting interesting. Bro is throwing. What are we looking at? What?
Okay,
Lost
this guy's done an
Adult
inverted list.
24?
Oh.
What?
What? What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong here?
Why is that so 24?
I'm confused. Is there something wrong here? I mean, it might be a little low in some people's eyes, but 24.
Yeah, just a little.
24, I didn't mind it. I liked it at 24. Could have been maybe up at 20. I think it's a solid placement.
There's just like no answer to this.
There's an answer to it. I mean, if you were on a rational, thought out decision, I'll tell you why. Otto, great player, great young player. I don't think at any land that he's played at, he's been a legitimate top 10 player. Like not in terms of skill, but in terms of performance at the land. I think all of Liquid, I think that we rate them very highly. And for good reason. They're all super mechanical. But at the end of the day, none of them really none of them really, they don't really distinguish themselves. They all just kind of play well. So I'm still waiting for the day where one of them on LAN really does that. You see some of the best players in the game, they really elevate on LAN. Liquid had the best placement this time around. They don't look like they're in form necessarily in EU to the best of their ability. Could be an off LAN. I want to see more from Atto. I got to see more.
Nah, that's just crazy. Atto 24 is crazy. I think Lost 24 is also crazy, but CJ did throw this together. He might have written 24 by mistake, so we've got to give him some leeway here.
No, it's not. It's not, okay? I'll defend myself here. Look, Lost is a fantastic player, but I don't have Furia winning the event. I don't have them in the top 4. So by process of elimination and having the king also in there, and obviously having the third, and also having the third player in there, I can't put them too highly. Does that make sense? Or it's like, what are you doing? Have they won the event? So I think Lost to be have a good event, but I don't think it's as bad as some of the other picks. All right, I know he's a fantastic player and he showed up on LAN, but I think we need to divert the attention to TBates again. If we can get back to him.
Those are expectations. You have Card on the list, I think, which is perfectly reasonable to expect that he'll do really well based on Worlds last year, where he did pop off. For those who asked who's Drafinio, he's so good and he's so underrated in Sam.
He's the best player in Sam this play.
He's the best player in Sam. And I don't know how the results are going to go for Crew, so that's why he's low. But I think no matter what, he's always going to end up in the top 25.
Yeah, Drafinio's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. In fact, let's reveal one more line, because I'm pretty sure I've got him. I do. There he is, Drafinio. I think he's too good to not have in here. Even if the team goes badly, which they could just go 0-2 because it's a tough bracket. I still think he has to go in there. But my eyes again are immediately drawn to to TBates over here. What is going on with this?
I swear, TBates the other day responded to a tweet where Rocket Baguette or whoever it was, the French casters, put a top 5 players, and they were all 5 EU, and he's like, at least put Yan or Rawas or something.
Yeah,
now he's got him 23.
Well, see, thing is, I didn't know where to put him. I didn't know. I haven't
clearly.
I have. Well, no. He wasn't gonna make top 10. And we're not talking about individual skill. We're talking about who's gonna be the best players at the LAN. And he might end up being a top 10 LAN player. It might be incorrect. It might be 13 spots off. But I think it's something to be said that, and I don't think people are discussing enough. Falcons, and I love me some Falcons. You know how much I love Amit. They hadn't been performing in international LANs up to this point, but Rule 1 couldn't beat them. Everybody was gassing up Rule 1, but Rule 1 wasn't there. Now Rule 1 finally overcomes Falcons, a team who hasn't been performing as good as people expected them to at the international LANs. I think we need to see some more from Mina. I think maybe we even have a little bit of Mina overhype. And that's coming from a Mina fanboy. I think maybe there's a little bit of Mina overhype. I want to see a little bit more from the Mina boys.
I'll back him up, honestly, because you look at the major, right, Chad. You've got to look at this. You've got to look at this. And I know people can say, oh, even if Rule 1 goes 0-2, then you got to still have Roas in there. Well, let's just have a look at their performance, okay? Because I'll say it, I don't have any of Rule 1 in my top 25. So you can put your shocks in chat. But look, they've got Crew first up. I'm predicting Crew in that matchup. First
I was
land.
going to say that you've got Brad in here, which
I've got
that
Brad.
does make sense.
He's a dog. He's a dog. Brad's a dog. All right, he's a dog. All right. So he's going to get the job done. Listen. If Crew get the job done over Rule 1, Rule 1's first land, we know that they took a while to overcome. They're fantastic players, but took a while to overcome Falcons, as T-Bates said. Obviously to make the event. But then if they lose to Crew, right? If they lose to Crew, it's perfectly possible. It's their first major, first land.
Mm-hmm.
They lose. They've got BDS or Gen G in the lower bracket straight away. Boom.
Yeah, Gen 3.
Yes,
that's right.
No.
Gen 3 or Gen 3.
Do I need to say the name again, Johnny?
Tough.
Gen 3.
No, it's Gen G Mobile
Gen
One
3
Racing.
Mobile 1 Racing straight back home when they get eliminated.
There's no F
by Rule 1.
There's no F. It's our R. Yeah, racing. Don't do that. It's Gen G. Okay.
So look, anyway,
No, but you've got a
regardless
point.
of the name,
You've got a point though.
of
So
this Mobile
CJ,
1
you've got
Racing.
Brad. You've got Brad in there, so that makes sense with your narrative. But I want to see some Brads, some Drafinos, some drops from TBates as well. Because if you've got Roas at 23, I think you have to.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You have to have some drops, some Drafinos above Roas. So
Why does that make sense?
because they would have, in order for Roas to be 23, they must have lost to Crew.
No, that's not how that works.
Now they must
could
have.
win.
Oh.
If they beat Crew, then Roas has got to be doing work, because then they're going to be into the bracket against an OCE team, win again, most likely. If they're beating Crew, they should beat an OCE team as well. Then they're top 8.
Well, okay. Okay, are we really? All right, no disrespect to y'all's region. CJ Yumi. And I love me some Amphis. Amphis should move to EU or NA. But are we really going to rate a team being OC at the moment? There's no Renegades right now, man. There's no Renegades. I'm not good. I'm not convinced. I'm really gonna rate that. Am I really gonna elevate somebody?
No, but actually, Power were decent. Actually, Power swept G2.
I think Power are good.
So
but
if it's Power, if Rule 1 beat
Amphis.
Power, that's legit though. That's like you gotta have Roas
I
higher.
don't know about all that. Listen, love me some Jimmers. I love me Amphis. I don't know about the squad though. I don't know about the whole squad, man. They need a little more firepower on the squad. A little bit more speed.
That's all that to say, you haven't got Brad Drops or Drafinio in the list, and we actually won't have to think about that narrative happening. So yeah, you've got Rule 1 top 8, but still Roas 23. Okay.
Yeah.
You've ruined
And
yourself
no
again.
Amphis either. He's not predicting the OC win either. So
Unbelievable. Daz is just sneaking on in here. He's taking the strat of just like try and not make any ridiculous picks that would draw
but he
attention away from
threw
T-Bates.
after my picks, so it's hard for anyone to, because I've already justified them for him.
He's one behind.
So you made your list. You thought you made it in private. I was watching the whole
So
thing.
he's got Brad next.
He's got Brad next, man. That would be insane. All right, let's see.
I've got Card here, even though I think he had such a good Worlds. I actually think he might have a fair bit of pressure on him, having been a year since LAN, but. I actually more just think that if they're playing well, if Fury are playing well, then it's going to be a lot of the Losts and Yan show, which is like similar to a Chronic being down low, same for Card, but I had to put him in here.
He's looking Becky. The king is back. But okay, let's see what else we've got in here. We got another card, a Chronic, a Hoxer. Sorry, I can't say a Chronic because that is a different player. Chronic.
This dude, man.
And Itachi, bro. What on earth is happening over here?
This dude is crazy. Yo.
But you said that.
You just said Casey's making
You
the
said they were going to
final,
be in the
bro.
grand final.
But Exotic and Itachi are apparently barely
He's got
above
Vatira
average.
at 1.
You realize average at the LAN is 24.5. There are 48 players. So Atto is barely above average. Exotic's barely below average. Itachi barely above average. Why is this team so average, T-Bates? What is going on?
Well, they're not
Painfully average. They're literally average. 24.5 is average. Look at them. Right now, they're averaging 23.5. They're one better than average.
Well, that's just how it works. I don't know. I don't know what else you want me to say about that. I think they're good players. That's why everybody's on the list.
No, they're not good, though. They're average. Like, average
everybody
is worse than good.
that's what average means
You got to
to
go
him.
comparative, yeah.
Average is average. Good is better than average. And then great. And then, excellent. You've got your
listen to
tiers.
Bates when he talks. Bates says it. He says it right. He's like, that's a good player. But then if he says that's a great player, and then he'll put like numbers next to it, he'll be like, that's top 5. That's one of the best players in the world. That's one of the best players in the game.
Exactly. There's levels to this.
Right.
You're
so
good.
When you hear him, go ahead.
You're average. When you're great, you're great. And then when you're top 5, you're top 5. And that's just all I gotta say. And Itachi, listening, he's a good player. Sometimes on his day, he could be a great player. And I think that there's some room on this list that he can move up or down. But
down.
I was gonna.
Oh my goodness.
Or maybe not down. I think that's about the lowest he can go. Maybe switch him and Exotic on the day. But
It's got to be a rough event for.
I don't think it is. I think it's gonna be a great event for him.
What is going on?
This is lower than you had him in winter.
Is it?
Yeah, you had him in 19.
On average.
Well, that's because there's better players at this land. That's why.
Oh.
There's a lot of people at this land. Outside of First Killer. He's not here.
Or Dan or BMO.
But they weren't there last time either. Oh, Massimo ain't here either. Yeah, so I guess I don't know. You lost some of the higher ups, like the clear higher ups, but you added more people that are in the good range. So now it's just now it just makes everything a little wishy washy.
There is a lot a lot of good players, I felt like.
On that, actually, do you guys think this is the most stacked LAN of all time? Because this is a conversation that always comes up every LAN. Do you guys think it's the most stacked LAN ever?
No. It's the most stacked European LAN of all time.
I'm with that. I'm with that one.
It's not the most stacked land.
And I'm looking at NA and I'm just like,
you're missing all the best. You're missing some of the best players in the game. No Tomic, no Beast Mode, no Dan, no FK. I mean, that's just can't be stacked. Can't be stacked without them.
But I think as TBates says, I think there's a lot of it makes it more of a close pack because you have a few less of those like clear standout always going to be at the tops, like First Killer, for example, maybe Atomic.
Yeah, Beast. All right, let's go to 21. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay, we've got a match. Got a match for the first time, Yummy. We'll take it.
Hey, hello.
A lot of the cannons.
It's crazy we put him higher than CJ, you know? Like I wasn't.
No, a lot of cannons on here.
Expecting top 10 for CJ.
It's 4 out of 5 cannons so far.
We believe in the cannon.
Yeah, the cannon's going to be in there. He's a performer. Look, I've got CRR 21. Look, my picks later on might explain that a little bit to balance it out, but we'll have to wait and see.
I actually don't mind this row. This is a good row. I think it's a strong row by the boys, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind this row.
I'm really proud of you, Daz, by the way. I'm so proud of you.
What?
You've got a player in Gen G outside of top 6. That's great.
Oh, God.
It's not good for me next pick. Y'all just got to make noise again. I'm looking at my list.
I'm looking good.
Listen,
right
my list is fine.
Is he
It
gone?
makes sense. It makes sense.
Can we make a guess?
You can guess all you want. Ooh, I have a 20.
It's Vati. It's Vati. It's Vati, isn't it?
There's no chance.
No.
There's no way.
And you say like an Oski or something.
Nah, that's not controversial enough. It has to be worse than Oski.
No, but he's got Atto so low.
No, it has to be like Radosin or something. Or like
Okay,
no way it's Zed. It's not Zed.
The person who's there, it makes sense that he's there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's just find
Can
out.
I just say with my before? Can I say my CRR pick? People are saying are you guys realizing that CJ rates the bull higher than CRR? Did anyone here watch the Winter Major? Did anyone watch the bull?
I mean, the Winter Major, CRR was good at the Winter Major, but like this split, he's been off in the spring split though. Like Raze Bull's cleared in the spring split. He's carried, so I think it's fair enough. Raze Bull's in farm. I don't hate
Talk
it.
about the bull later.
Raze Bull should be above CRR in this list. Just my take.
I'm going to bring up the past again. This is the same spot you had CRR in winter, CJ.
Oh, you've got the past list up, do you?
Yeah.
Like,
I should look at the past.
I have fall and winter up. I keep them up. I look at them.
Yeah, but like that, he was definitely better than 21 at winter. Like CRR was top 5.
Oh yeah, he was. If you wanted to say that the bull was better than CRR in winter, they had it to be extremely close, like CRR just behind.
Yeah, CRR was ridiculous.
I had CRR just ahead, but yeah.
TBates is drawing attention to his next pick, so let's just bring it up in isolation here. Let's see what we're looking at here. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. It's Radosin. I called it. It had to be some Vitality player. Like, it just had to be.
What do you mean?
What is all this blue down here? Why is it all blue?
Because there's a lot of EU great players at this land.
Oh, he's great now.
Oh, wait, my bad.
We're
20 is
breaking
a
it
great
great.
mark.
There's a lot of good players at this land. A lot of good EU
Oh,
players at
he's
this
not
land.
great.
No, I think Rado. Listen, I didn't know where to put Rado. I like.
You
I
said
could
that for every player you put so far.
because it was tough this time. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good players. Rado. I just think that come land time, you got your alpha, you got a Zen. They're gonna step up. They're gonna take away more touches. You're gonna give them the ball more. Rado, you gotta be more of a complimentary piece. You gotta do the little things, and it's just gonna be
Now,
more.
see-
You got you got two bright stars, and then Rado, you're a moon. You just gotta rotate around it or something. I don't know
No,
exactly.
you're
how to-
acting
T-Bates,
like-
you actually had it right there in front of you. Like, I feel like you could have justified this by just highlighting Radoson's own goals and the constant
Yeah.
own goal threat that this man is. He was on
But he
track
own
for
goals,
being-
but then he scores back, so it's fine.
Yeah, he scores everywhere. Like, he just does his job. His job is to score the ball. He doesn't care where. He's playing for both teams. But you gone for some other weird narrative that he's a good player. Like, I don't know. I think he might be a great player, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think like if you're acting like he needs to be a fill-in player, I don't think that's necessarily true. The way that Zen is completely capable of playing all around the pitch and not needing somebody to be back babysitting him.
Mm.
And Radosin has had series and even events and series at the last major even where he was him. So
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why it's hard though, because like it's hard to kind of pick who's going to be the best on Vitality in any given series, really.
I think Radoson's ridiculous. I think he's so
same.
good.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
your shit pick,
Dokios.
T-Bates. Let's move on. Let's go. Let's roll the rest of them.
Oh, we got some more synergy. Let's go, CJ.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Sorry,
Good
mine's
pick.
lowercase. I haven't
More
given him the
reds.
respect of a capital
LJ
J.
at 20. Interesting.
LJ.
See, that's crazy because everybody has been ripping me. So I really want to hear the explanation of why that young man, the clear best player on Space Station, the number
One of the
one
best
seed
players in
coming
NA
out of
this
NA.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me why LJ is number 20.
Because they're going to finish ninth.
Okay.
They're
It's
going to
not
be
just
they're going to
about
beat
the finish,
OCE, which you've already said is meaningless, doesn't count.
It is
And then they're
meaningless.
going to lose 2 series, so it's not that impressive. He's
Okay,
going to look
but
good while
that's
doing
not-
it, but I don't see them going past ninth place. It's going to be close though. Like, I think their loss and lore will be close, probably to Gen
don't-
G. I've got Gen G taking them out.
To me, placement doesn't equate how good somebody played. I
mean, it's
think
a little bit of
LJ is
both,
going to
though.
be spectacular.
It's a little
His
bit of
team
both.
might not win because he's going up against Carmine Corp, but he's going to play spectacular. So to say,
Yeah, but that's
and
why I've got him 20 though, because like other players are going to play spectacular and also like win, come second, third, fourth, like ninth. You can only do so well when you're ninth, when your team's ninth, 12th, and your only win is against an OCE team. Like, just not that good of a resume for me. So that's my justification. If you don't like it, that's fair enough. But that's my explanation.
interesting.
It makes sense based off a ninth, because like I can guarantee you at the end of a LAN, after the last 2 days, like they've been knocked out before the last 2 days, people forget what's happened on the first 2 days.
I mean,
So,
who do you think
if you
wins,
come-
Gen G or SSG on LAN if they play? Because in my bracket, they matched up, and I think Gen G have the edge on LAN. SSG have had their number online, but I think Gen G on LAN, they've shown what they can do. So I think Gen G have to be favorites there. SSG probably lose. They've got a great chance, don't get me wrong. It's probably game 5, probably close. But I'm leaning towards SSG lose that, finish 9th. And there's only so much you can do when you're losing 2 series in a row and you're eliminated.
Yeah, for me, I had SSG over the top, so that's also why I have Appjack here at 20. And Hox has already appeared in my list lower, so you can expect LJ higher.
See,
So I've got SSG coming 7th, 8th kind of area. They could, I think they, the thing with SSG, I don't think they do better than top 6 ever. Like that's like their, not ever, but like that's their kind of like dream run type deal. That's their.
I just don't know why we're rating LJ based off of SSG's performance. Like,
Oh, that's just like exactly how we should probably be rating him. What do you mean? Like, how can I rate him highly for, as Johnny said, if they're going to get 9 to 12th or 9-11?
because that's a team accomplishment.
But I could have had Roat. That means what's the point of ranking them? Like, we may as well just do the top 25 players that we think in the world right now, not based on how they're going to go.
You can only look so good when you're getting like 3-1, 3-0'd by Carmine Corp. Like that, you're not. It doesn't matter if you're the best player in NA this split or one of them. Like if you're getting 3-1 by Carmine Corp, you're not going to look that special. You're just going to be sitting in net watching the ball fly top bins. Like that. You don't get credit for that.
If there has to be a balance, because if you lean one way, then this might as well just be a bracket prediction stream. And if you lean another way, then I understand that your other point. But
I'm not putting anyone else of Space Station in the list.
Yeah, me too. I don't have any other Space Station players, so that's why LJ's in there, because I think he's the best player. He'll still like look good. He'll look like their best player, but beating OCE,
I completely disagree with
twice.
LJ20, but like their reasoning makes sense. Same reason that you have like your crazy reasoning of Atto and Itachi and Exotic all being
Redosa.
I think what you're saying, I get what you're saying, T-Bates, but for me, the more games, the further along you go in the bracket, the more chance you have of proving yourself against better quality matchups
it's like
as well
cumulative.
in teams. And so therefore you're going to play better, in turn, and will be ranked higher. But it's hard to, as Johnny said, if they just 3-0 power or 3-1 power, I'm just going to be like, oh, well, it was power. Anyone can look good against power. Like, I had 5,000 score per game against Bravado at Worlds. It doesn't mean I was the best player in the world. It means I was playing SSA. So,
it's a little different.
It just depends. If they get rolled by Gen G in the lower bracket and they don't look fantastic, it's hard to rank him too high.
I mean, that makes sense.
But they could go along.
But if they do beat Gen G, which they could, and then I think their like next match would be against like a Liquid or a Complexity. If they win that, then suddenly I would say, because you've made top 6 instead of top 12, you're immediately like top 10 as the best player on SSG, which would be LJ. So like for me, it would bump up per round they go. Like if they beat Gen G, okay, now he's like top 15. They beat Complexity as well. Top 10. I think it is like a little bit results based, because you can only do so much if you beat Power and then lose twice.
I agree. I think you're not rating the individual enough. But I'm with you on, if the further you go, of course, the higher you get, and the not as far you go. Like if you cap out 9 to 11, 9 to 12, wherever it is, that's gonna cap you at a certain spot. But I think even if you perform, like even if LJ loses to whatever it is, Carmine and then Gen G, I think that his individual performance is going to be so great that it's going to be hard to just say, man, he's 20. Like, it's like when Monkey Moon went out at BDS in winter. Man averaged 500 points. It's never been done before. That was a top 10 player at the LAN. Like,
yeah, but they did play like
even
5 series. They played how many series? 5 series that LAN? Or something?
Well, that's just that was a different format.
That's what I mean, though. You have more chances in a group stage format than double elimination. So double elim's quite kind of like, Elevate play Carmine Corp, and then they play the loser of Liquid Complexity. They don't even have a like real chance to show what they can do. They play twice and then most likely go home. Like if it's Swiss or groups, you get more tries. So what you're saying, I would agree. Like the players have more chances to show how good they are and actually make an impact.
I think what's interesting is my list, this TBates, my list this time is a little bit more towards your line of thinking as well. It's still very much like based on results, but there's a lot more individual players that I have high up based on how they are just going to be and how good they've been this split. And I think LJ is top 3 player, top 2 player, maybe even of this split. So for NA, I should say. So it's really hard to put him 20th in the world after that. Yeah.
No, he's been easily top 5 NA, no question. Probably top 3. And
remember though, Yumi, he used clear, so that top 2 means nothing. You've got the top 8 players.
But no, like, okay.
Yeah,
AJ,
but even if that was the case, you'd want to have him 10th, right?
Obviously, AJ's asking in chat right now, like, how's LJ 20th when he's like top 3 NA? It's because we're predicting like how well the players are going to go at LAN. We're not like we're not ranking players based on current ability. Right, we're predicting because it's like a bit, more interesting. If we just rank them on current ability, the list wouldn't change that much, or wouldn't change as much.
And look, we could eat our words. Yeah. Like I had Appjack as an honourable mention at the 4 major, and he was the 4 major MVP. So like LJ could go out and dominate. They could win the major.
They could get top 6.
Be the MVP, but I'm not predicting them to do too well based on their bracket, which in turn means that LJ's not going to have an opportunity to be one of the best players in the event.
It's hard. I agree with Yummy. Like top 6, it's hard to see them going past that because you feel like they're very consistent, but they've not won yet. Like they're consistent, like 2 to 4 range NA, which would probably at an international level put them consistent like 4 to 8 range if you double it. You know, does double their finishes in NA? Yeah, they're probably going to be consistently in that range. But you got a tough bracket though. They'd rather be in a bracket with like the Optic bracket. They'd rather be in there. They'd probably rather be in the Gen G bracket as well. Like the Optic or Gen G brackets, I bet you SSG would take those in a heartbeat over KC and Vitality. Like there's no way they want KC or Vitality right now. Okay, let's continue because we've got another 19 to go. Let's see what 19 is looking like. We've got speak of the devil. AJ's in chat. He's in the list as well. He's in CJ's list.
Exactly. It's perfect that he's just jumped in here, AJ, because you, my friend, will be able to show your performance because you have a fantastic bracket. So
He does have a fantastic bracket.
You have a fantastic.
I wasn't looking, bro. Nah, bro, this is just disrespectful at this point, bro.
Well, you have a fair. You have it. No, listen. Look, let me tell you. But there's another player on that team that might eclipse him a little bit. I'll talk about him a little bit later on. But you've got a fantastic bracket because even if you beat NIP, even if you lose to like you've just got a good bracket down there, don't you? You got the Fury and Moyes coming up, and then you've got potentially, well, I guess
complexity or liquid,
complexity or liquid if they lose to Vitality. So you got a good chance down there, and unfortunately, mate, there's just someone else on your team that is an absolute superstar of the game.
Oh, this dude is insane.
1 and 2, the bear and the bull. There we go.
You're ridiculous, bro. That is terrible. Your list is absolutely chalked. You've lost AJ, OJ, 1920. That's the 2-piece special that we all need to see.
Atto, Roas, Itachi, and then you've got Rado in there.
I think AJ, OJ is much worse. Much worse.
It's not. That's your NA bias saying it's worse.
It's not NA bias. That's just called watching Rocket League. I don't need to. I don't need. Understand that your eyes might be a little distorted. You're all the way over there.
This is an NA time slot. We've got a lot of NA fans in here at the moment. But you cannot say that those picks you've done is better than
significantly better. That's the LJ 1920. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to say.
It's just ridiculous. This is just North Americans in the chat right now. This is absolutely, this is preposterous. I can't believe this.
Daz is just sneaking on in. I can't believe he's stuck. How did Daz sneak the bull in there? And no one reacted.
19 is disrespectful as well.
How did he sneak the bull in there?
The bull at 19 is disrespectful. Rise at 19 is disrespectful. The only person who made a good pick right here is Yummy. Yummy and me. That makes sense.
Listen, wait. How is Rise disrespectful at 19 if I've got both his teammates in there? When you got Exotic and Itachi at 22, 25, and you think they're finishing second at the LAN, bro? I don't have BDS finishing top 2.
Well, the difference is, let's see here. Let's look at Rise's finishes. Y'all kind of for me. Final, his first ever won the next LAN. Lost the Fury. Top 8 happened. Final again, and then with Oxygen he finished what? Top 8, top 6. I'm sorry,
top 8.
Nine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think the resume speaks for itself. I think the resume speaks for itself. Have
you watched this split though? Like Rise, the reason he's such a good player is because he enables his teammates. Why do you think every team this player plays on does well? He left Moist, they were worse without him. He left Oxygen, they're worse without him. He joins BDS, they're better with him. It's because he makes his teammates better. He doesn't try to come in and say, Monkey Moon, give me the ball, watch this, double reset. No, he says, Monkey Moon, here, have the ball, score. Seiko, you're back in form now that I'm on your team. Like, he has risen BDS back to their former glory. Whereas without him, they were just struggling. So I think that Seiko and Monkey Moon will probably outperform Rise. But yeah, Rise has probably helped with that. Without him, they wouldn't even be at the LAN. Yeah, they're back. They're back. The world champions are back.
But I guess I can see the 19. I guess I can see it.
Just wait till you see where Seiko and Monkey are, then you'll see why Rise is at 19. But yeah, he's at 19, so his teammates can be higher, and that's what Rise is about.
Oh well, see that's why Hitachi and Exotic are low, so Vatira could be high.
Yeah, but they're a little bit lower than 19 though. There's 2 of them. You got them at 25 and 22. I've got Rise at 19. We'll see where Seiko and Monkey Man are. Like that's not the same. We're getting into great territory.
Well,
here.
look, the way it's going for TBates list, he has SSG winning the LAN. So
Do I?
Yeah, he's got Arsenal at 19. Daz,
Assume
Arsenal at
Arsenal will be your
20.
third pick, and yeah, he's above Radosin and above 2 members of Carmine Corp. So
Yeah,
I like how
SSG
CJ went quiet after AJ.
got to be going far.
There's nothing wrong with this. I think Optic are going to finish mid-table at best in this event, and there's just another player that is just going to just make a statement like the Bull did last major.
Okay.
So wait, Daz and
I don't know.
TBates, how are SSG going to go at this line?
I don't know where to go finish. I haven't done the bracket. I just think with double elimination, it's just like it's
It's
so
rough,
hard. It's just rough. It just ends up on matchups. It just is what it is. Like you could be playing really good. You just played 2 other really great teams and you done. So I think it's really hard to do this list more so than the other 2 lists based off of how far you're going. 'Cause, I mean, it's just rough, bro. They got really good teams, and you could be playing really good, but they also could be playing really good. And they might beat you. So the reason I have Arsenal on the list is because I think the physicality that he brings is going to be very impactful for SSG. I think he's going to bring a lot of demos, a lot of bumps. He's going to frustrate a lot of teams, and I think that's going to be very impactful. I don't think he's really going to light up the scoreboard. I don't think he's going to be averaging like 400 points. He's probably going to be averaging about 300 points. I think it's going to be his off-the-ball presence and the quote-unquote intangibles and the little plays that he's going to really shine. He's a LAN player. I respect the LAN players.
I mean, it's the same. The intangibles are why I don't have him on the list, is because it's hard to stand out when you are that kind of support player.
Yeah, but you have Huxer on the list. At
Yeah,
least we
I
have
don't
like
have
tape
Huxer.
on. Yeah, we have tape on
Clap
Arsenal
back
though.
that.
You haven't seen Huxer play since like Madrid. Like
Madrid
what was that
online.
World Championship? So
Yeah,
like
he's
Hux- that was the big
2019.
difference
come in with
maker
a
between me and
wheelchair.
Arsenal, or me and Hoxer. Like having Hoxer and Arsenal on my list was the fact that I knew that what I was getting into when I see Arsenal. Hoxer hasn't played on the LAN so long. He's already been just an X factor for SSG in this split. I don't know if he can continue to be like, it's such an X factor. I just don't know if it's good or bad at this point. Versus Arsenal, at least I know I can rely on that in this position. But yeah, when you said that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then you have Hoxer 22, so that's why.
I think it's a genuine
Does he have
concern
Hoxer?
for Hoxer,
Mm.
mostly because when we came back for Sweden, it was actually the players who hadn't been to LAN before who ended up playing a lot better than expectations compared to
Yeah.
the players who had been, because of the 2-year break, because I guess how much the players had previously been on LAN had expectations and thoughts about how LANs are finally back, let's do really well. And it could be the same for Hoxer here, since it's been even longer for him since his last LAN. But I don't know. I'm not taking that too much into account, and just taking how I think he's been across this split and how he will be on this team for SSG this event. So
I don't know about that.
I don't mind Arsenal.
I prefer Hoxer over Arsenal. I don't have either of them personally. I've mentioned that already, but I prefer Hoxer over Arsenal in the top 25 because you say, yes, Arsenal's got the recent LAN like experience, but I wouldn't really say he was a lock for top 25 in many of, like, was he a lock for top 25 in the fall major? Probably not. I don't think he was a lock for top 25 at Worlds. He might have probably got in, but you know, there was obviously real life circumstances with him being sick, so it's hard to say. But I mean, it wasn't like he had dominant LAN performances, whereas Hoxer has no LAN performances, so he did match LJ a couple times, like in the last split though. Like Hoxer's been 1-2 punch with LJ, so I like the Hoxer pick. If you've got SSG going far, I would probably put Hoxer in there.
Yep.
Wait, what's Radosin saying? Radosin's in chat. He likes TBates list.
He said
Okay.
TBates
Yeah,
list
he
looks
loves
good. So obviously he's trolling because TBates has the worst list here. Anyway, let's have a look at number
All right, let's see
18
what's
across the
happening.
board.
Okay. We got some red at the ends, some blue in the middle.
This always happens, doesn't it? Like I put CRR 21, and then everyone's like, "That's wild," and then someone puts it at 18, and it's like, "That's
Actually,
okay.
no. I said if you've been watching this split, it's okay. I defended the pick. I think it's a bit too
I
low,
also
but
backed
I
you
did
up,
defend
yeah.
it. I did defend
Thank
it.
you, guys." Exotic at 18 as well. That'd be crazy if TBates hadn't put him at 25. So that's all right.
Well, to be
That's-
fair,
yeah,
last
suddenly it
time I
makes
didn't
sense.
have him. I didn't have him in winter, so I was like, okay,
Oh,
it's
that's
time.
true.
I think what's happening here, CJ, is that we're we're not thinking that Optic or SSG are going to do too well, and this guy on the left thinks they're gonna absolutely blast this LAN.
I just know based on TBates' list is that he did not watch Rettle's stream tonight because Radosin was absolutely farming this man in twos, and Rettles does not know what to do. He's like having an existential crisis about how fast he needs to play because Radosin is just too quick. What's Rettles gonna do to make a splash? TBates, make a top 18 performance.
He's gonna do exactly what he did. He already reverse swept phase to get it. Reverse swept phase, took him out. But we've seen what Optic's done. They've gotten better every single time. He sets up Way. He sets him up. He's the lead block. He's the big bumper card and Way coming back. You saw the tweet. It's D Way to LeBron. It's D Way to LeBron. You just Redos, he opens, he gets wide, he leads the line fullback style, and here comes Way right behind you. You can't have LeBron coast to coast without lead block. And I just think that Redos is gonna be leading that way.
I thought that was a different sport actually, but I don't really know American sports, so I'll have to sit this one out.
Disrespectful. Look, TBates, it's fantastic that you put him in there, and congratulations. And look, you talk about the phase series. Like, let's be honest, that phase series was like watching two people in a gladiator arena trying to kill each other with spoons. Like, it was just, I don't know what was happening. I don't know if the teams knew what was happening, but obviously there was some fantastic leadership from Rettles. He was stepping up in the comms.
He sure did.
But that was one of the worst gameplays. It was like watching OCE fight it out for the last spot of the land.
But that's what Optic does, though. That's what Optic does, though.
Well, I just don't think.
But like, been on the record saying that the way they play makes it look ugly.
No, but
they make you play ugly Rocket League.
But the problem is, like, yeah, versus FaZe, they were playing against a team who like didn't make LAN, but at LAN they're going to be only playing teams that did make LAN. So they're not going to be playing against teams that are like choking a 3-0 lead and throwing the easiest win away. Like, you can't expect them to go into like free wins situation to just get.
I don't think it's gonna be a reverse sweep isn't a free win. You got to earn every single bit of that.
Now, come on, FaZe were terrible, bro. Like, they were absolutely terrible. They were like leaving their net open, and when they were sitting in net, they were literally sitting in net, just like, oh yes, please come demo me. Like, what year is this? How are we still saying just demo more? Like, oh yeah, Rettles is gonna demo them. EU's not heard of a demo. What is this?
It was a terrible series, and I'm an expert.
It was an awful series.
So, yeah,
I loved every minute of it. By the way, I love watching nervous, terrible Rocket League.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
Which just sums up NA. It's been the most entertaining,
incredible
entertainment gameplay. It just hasn't been.
Yeah, y'all are going these are leaps and bounds to discredit what they did. I don't care how ugly it is. That's what they do. They make it ugly, and they win. They're winning right now against good quality teams. Now, am I expecting them to win the major? No. But to say, and if they win the major, I won't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie. But are they on the up and up?
I would.
Are they on the up and up? I think that they are.
You say you wouldn't be surprised, or you would be surprised if they won?
I would be surprised. Very.
You would. Okay.
I don't think they're on win major level right now. Maybe in the future, but not now. But in terms of playing and being able to compete against really great teams, they can do that. And they do it in a style, and they take in the preparation, take the time. And I think it's a lot to do with game plan. Rettles might not be individually more talented. These players, Radosin can sauce him up 2v2, 1v1, hit him with a hezzy crossover, reset, backwards reset into a penta musty. He can do all that. And you know what Rettles is gonna do? He's gotta come and bump you anyways. Hit you right in the mouth.
This is like such like fraudulent analysis though. Like, oh, they're just gonna bump. And the Redos is not going to know what to do. He's like, oh my goodness, I've never been bumped before. Nobody's ever tried to bump me before. What is this? Yeah, I didn't know my car could explode. When do I respawn? Like, this isn't going to be some like revolutionary tactics.
We got to check the track record though. These players perform at LAN. Redos is a dream hack champion. It's a dream hack champion.
Hold on, let me get the archives.
Oh yeah, my bad. You're going to the archives. So let me just go last year. Let me just go last year. My bad. My apologies. Let me go last year. Third at Winter took an incredible save. No, third at Winter.
Right.
Yeah, third at Winter had an incredible save. DeMar was on the call. One of the best, incredible save by Moist.
I was there.
In spring, they were with Moist. They had him beat. and then they threw off the kickoff because they didn't abide by Rocket League 101.
Nah, but see, amount of times I've heard you say a win's a win, a loss a loss. I don't want to hear this from you right now.
Okay,
Blasphemous.
no. We remember the wins. A win is a win. You can't lose that. But there is context that comes with the game. A win is a win. Moist had to then go on and then win the whole entire event. But SSG had them beat. They threw it, but they had them beat. This bumping style that Arsenal and Red Devils play, it works. It works. It works against everybody. It has worked.
It doesn't work against everybody. If it worked against everybody, they would be winning events. And if it worked against everybody, like EU teams French players would be doing it. Like, it's not the optimal way to play. It's like, it's a good way for like players to try and close the gap of skill, but the gap still exists. You're just closing it.
I didn't say it wins. It wins the whole event, but it definitely frustrates teams and get them to play a different style and makes games competitive. Games that in y'all's mind shouldn't be competitive, and maybe that's the case. But it definitely works to an extent.
I don't know. I think I don't think it's that simple though. Like, Optic didn't just qualify for LAN because they bump, and SSG didn't just qualify for LAN because they demo. It's not that simple. Like, there's so much more to them than just like physicality. That's like a small part of what they're doing well, but I wouldn't say it's like the only thing.
I think TBates watch Trackmania.
Redosin. Listen.
Look what Trackmania is.
Redosin. All these people are clowning me, but they're not. They're going to have you at 17 anyway.
He's clowning you.
No, they're going to have you at 17 anyway, so they're not your friends.
Let's find out if anyone's going. Let's find out.
At 17 anyways, Redosin.
No Redosin at 17, T-Base. No Redosin. We're still going. No Redosins yet.
That's not good. You're going to have me at 16 then. You're going to have 16 then.
Let's slow down. We need to.
I did want to ask CJ, this is a little nitpicky, but do you think that Moist are going to be doing better than Optic, or is it just because Magic Bear's above? Okay.
No, that's as high. Yeah, as you can see, I'm glad you brought that up because as I'm seeing my list, it's making more sense. So obviously, Joyo at 18. That's as high. Obviously, I don't have Juicy on the list, unfortunately for him. But that's as high as I think. I think again, Moist are going to be below mid-table, just based on the bracket. I can see Optic beating them in that matchup. So I've just got Optic a little bit higher.
I was hurt putting Wario this low.
Great, yeah, same. Great.
I was really hurt. I didn't know where to put him. I was like, damn. I said, damn. It's tough.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't
17.
because he's come up to me at I think it was the fall major this year. He came up to me and said, "Johnny, don't put me in any more of your lists. I don't want to see how low I am." So I put him 24.
Like, Joyo goes to grand finals, bro. He goes to grands.
He does.
I was hurt.
I just think that he has the capability to be a top 5 player, but I don't think they're going to get the results or the chance. And he hasn't had the consistency across series. Like he'll have one series where he is top 5 in EU, and then the next where he's not. So
on the like projected like power ranking bracket, they play Liquid in the lower round 2, which is tough because they do not have a good like they have beaten Liquid, but they usually lose. So it's tough. They've got a tough bracket. Unless they can get through Furia, then they're great. They're golden. The gold
Can I just say with my pick as well, like a Chronic is criminally under. I feel like in this 3-man team of Liquid, and I've done it again. Like I've put him like below his 2. I think he's still criminal. It's just so I feel like he could be the exotic of last major with our predictions in terms of Daz. You don't have him on the list, and then they could win the event, or like he could easily be in the top 10. Seriously, a Chronic is on his day can be the best player on that team. It's just when you're thinking of the 3 Liquid players, you're just like that one, and then a Chronic. Like, but I just feel like he's on his day right there, if not as good, if not better. I feel like he's just always underrated. He's kind of like the exotic of the team.
I think he's just so consistent. He's so important to the team. Like he's the one that gives them structure at all. And Atto and Oski wouldn't be performing at their level without him, but he also enables them to perform better than he does, or at least show up better. So yeah, it's rough on him.
Anyway.
Yeah, a couple Joyos, actually a lot of Joyos in close succession there. On to 16. Let's see what we're looking at for 16.
The
double rise pick. A little bit of Bates, Cheeseman synergy.
I mean, we got the best two lists.
Wait. 1 second. You told me that Rise at 19 was disrespectful. You've put him at 16. So I want you to rescind that
I backtracked
statement.
on that. I did. I backtracked on that. I said, I guess I can see Rise at 19. I said, I guess I can. I backtracked on that statement.
Oh,
So Bates sometimes wrong.
sometimes.
I want to say sometimes. I wasn't incorrect.
I'm glad that you're growing though, and you backtracked on a statement. I like.
How are the words wrong and incorrect different? We probably shouldn't ask. Well, anyway, Jan at 16.
Okay, look, I'm getting a lot of
CJ?
feedback in the chat right now. Now listen,
There's a lot of negative feedback, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of. Let's not say it's negative, Daz. We can say it's feedback. For this I'm getting I'm getting a lot of feedback. I've got all three of Fury in there. Which is if all three of you are on the list, it's pretty good. However,
top half.
However, they will have to. I actually sort of in my list. I think it's going to be a game fiver, and we're talking a Furia Optic round 2. As we said, the loser of that, chat. You've got to think about how far they're going to get to show how far can Yan go to show his true talent. The loser of that will play a Complexity or a Liquid or a Vitality if Vitality do lose, but. I just don't see Furia going far in this bracket. I think that they will put on a fantastic performance. I'm expecting some game 5s. I don't think they'll get to game 7s, but I'm expecting some game 5s, and they'll all step up. Look, I've got all three of them on the list, but I just can't see them. Again, I know everyone's going to say, "Oh, but it's not about team performance," but it has to be somewhat. If I don't think they're going to get far in the bracket, I can't put Yan number 1. He's going to be top 5 at LAN if he's not going to make top 8. You know,
you do have them all in there. That's like a top 6. Looking at the law of averages.
That's true. They could. Honestly, I couldn't really split. You know, looking at their bracket, I think they're going to beat Moist, and then I think they can beat Optic, and then I guess you could say they are, you know, in the top 6. But but I think that's kind of where they start.
They either have to beat Optic or Complexity, right? Like in theory, those are the two teams, and they've shown they can easily do that to both of them, if not.
I mean, no, but top 6, like, it kind of makes sense to have all 3 players like in the bottom third of your list. That kind of makes sense. I don't hate
it. Could be a bad take. Look, I'll agree if let's see what happens at the major, but I would like to be proven wrong. Because obviously Yan before, we're putting him top 3, we're putting him top 4, we're putting him top 5. It's good to see Furia back finally at an event, but it has been a little bit. Can we all agree with that? It's been a little while since we've seen the King grace his presence on the stage. So we'll have to see if they can bring this newfound online form. Obviously with Lost, first time on LAN with this new team.
That Yan pick with like London last year, you know, they made a bit of a lower bracket run, a top 6, and Card peaked at Worlds, right? But Yan single-handedly.
Oh, you said the spring.
He 1v3'd Optic.
Single-handedly beat Optic.
1v3.
Like, and was clear like top 8. And I feel like even if they don't get top 6, or if they do get top 6 and make a lower bracket run, like it's gonna be the back off Yan doing incredibly well. So it's really hard to rate him this low.
It's just for me, I mean, it's hard to really rate a team highly that's never beaten me. And just when I'm thinking about this team, you know, I think Furia, I'm thinking 3-0. So, you know, it's hard for me when I'm doing bracket predictions to put them highly. But yeah, I'm with you. Look, Yan could pop off. He could carry, but look, it's tough. It's tough at the top, in the top 15. All right.
You never versed. Oh wait, you never versed Lost, right?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's.
Yeah, he's probably thanking his lucky stars as well, young. Thanks, Matthias. Yeah, Matthias is in chat as well. He knows. He said, "Thank God I retired." So maybe they can perform.
Speaking of top 15s, let's see what's going on at 15. Let's have a look. Oh, there's Lost. You just mentioned him. Bit of EU in here, which is nice. A little bit more Amina.
I got a lot of blue.
You do have a lot of blue, which is
scary,
very
almost.
Contrarian, you could say. Very contrarian. You got Seiko and Rise together.
That's right.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't really like hate any of these picks. I'll be honest.
Johnny,
We're chilling.
you're going for it, aren't you? You're doing what you did at the fall major with Falcons, when you just wanted to prove everyone right.
Yeah, but
no
the
one else
thing
had
is,
Falcons in there, and he had them so high, and then he was like, "I told you so." They made top 8. They lost the NRG, but I told you.
No, I did, but I
And now he's
didn't
got-
do
I
that.
had Falcons high that time.
I didn't do that to like get credit. I did it because I thought it would happen, and it's the same here. I think they're getting
I don't
top
think
8.
so.
I think Rule 1 are getting top 8. I think they're favored against Crew. They could lose that, but they're probably the favorites there. And then the BDS tough series, but then they have a OCE series, which is most likely a win. And I think they can absolutely win against the teams that are going to be in the 7th, 8th, 5th, 6th range as well. I think top 4 is very possible for this team if they get a little
I
bit of
think they
experience at
have
this
to get
stage.
top 6 for this to be true. Like, I think they have to be, like, for the same reason you said, like a win over OCE.
Just
is
wait
not gonna-
till you
is not
see how
gonna show them off.
stacked the top of my list is, Yummy, and you'll see that there are definitely more teams ahead of them. Top 6 is that range. I think it's like in the 5th to 8th is where this team's expected to finish. That would be where I'd expect to see them. Going higher than that is tough though, because then you're running into. I think they're projected to run into like is it the BDS side of the bracket? I forget. It's a tough series. I mean, the top 4 are going to be tough to beat, but I think they can do it. To be honest, I think top 4 is possible.
Yeah.
I think that's their upper range, 4th place, which is actually I think what they need to lock in a 3rd seed for MENA. So they're probably going to be gunning for that, like Falcons were last season. But yeah, Clear he's a stat padder as well. You should just wait until you see the stats this guy's going to pull out. Like he's ridiculous. He knows how to put the numbers on the board.
I think the one thing I like here as well, going back to CJ, is I do kind of like the card above Lost. Like I did go back and forth at one point. I put card like just above Lost and stuff based off Last Worlds. But I think if for them to do well, Lost will be up here. And if they're doing poorly, like you said, cards, Lost is going to be the worst of them.
That's right.
I think Lost previously though, Land was kind of like the 1v3er, but I don't think he will want to do that in this Furia lineup. They want to be a bit more of a well-oiled machine.
He's rounded his playstyle out a lot. Actually, I'm very impressed with his development. Like between Winter Split and this split, he looks like a much more complete player, which is very impressive in a short time frame.
I think
I'd say it's a good line though.
The one thing that gets me is that from my experience watching is that you can kind of get a little bit of a gist of a player at LAN from kind of like how they enter into their first ever like regional. You know, like Zen, for example, I think we can know is going to do well at LAN because his first regional, he was incredible. Other players who have struggled at the start and got better over time have done the same thing at LAN. And I think Lost struggling a little bit to get in the zone and get into the team might also mean that the first series, they might struggle. They might struggle against Moist, and it would be Lost maybe struggling under the nerves to play a more complete play style and go back more to his default kind of ball chasing, which was a struggle for Furia early on.
Yeah. This is a strong line, actually. This is, I think, one of our top 2 lines of the stream, top 2 rows. This and 21, I think, are the strongest lines that we've produced as a collective. But I think we can do better. Let's see what we've got at 14.
I think we can do worse at the same time as well.
We could also do much worse. This is another reasonable line. I don't know if it's better. I wouldn't say it's better, but there's some similar names popping up, so it's not too different.
Dang.
I'm more surprised to have Bosky so far above Atto.
Dang.
Stop trying to justify Riddleson 20, please. We don't need to hear that. He said we're going to have Riddleson at 17 because we're all actually haters. I don't see Riddleson anywhere. I don't see him.
Yeah, clearly. Y'all think Vitali's just going to walk in? They're going to absolutely just muff the competition. They're going to leave. It's going to be straight 3-0. It's going to be easy for them. They're coming in easy. Ain't coming. That's a little insane, bro. Y'all all got all 3.
Is it though? Because most teams, like in double elimination, one team could easily go 5-0 in series. The next best is 4-2. So it's like, it's a difference.
Like, listen. I love me. Listen, I love Alpha, but I can't even say they're just gonna come in and mop everybody like that. They gonna walk over, elevate. They gonna whoop up on Complexity, Team Liquid, smack BDS, Gen G, Crew, Rule 1. After that, they gonna play Carmine or Furia, Moist, Space Station, no matter, gonna slap them. They just gonna mop everybody.
See, that's the thing though, because you only need to beat 5 teams. You don't need to beat like 9, 10
You
teams.
gotta beat all of them though, and apparently they're just about to walk in and just If you got 3 of them in the top 13, man.
Well, Johnny, you have SSG. Sorry, Gen G beating SSG, so they're top 8, and SSG and Optic are 9th, 12th. So that's where the AJ behind Appjack pick is.
Yeah. I've got Gen G outperforming. In fact, I think Gen G could go top 6. I think they could run the lower bracket all the way to 6th place. It's going to be close though. Them Complexity, I think it's a close series. Hard to pick because Complexity beat Gen G 4 times in a row, but Gen G have also just won once against them. So in the last 5, Complexity's had their number, but Gen G did win the last one. So I could see Gen G getting some confidence from that, making a wee run in the lower bracket. But Jack also, they were not that impressive at Winter, but Jack was definitely playing very well. He was like the only player on the pitch in some of the series. Really I'm starting to feel like if this team does poorly, Jack's going to look really good. And I still think they're probably going to get top 8 no matter what, at a minimum, which means they are going to win 2 series, and he's going to do well there. So I think he's a safe pick to do quite well.
Not bad.
It's a great pick, Johnny. I think
Jack's going to beat LJ. Like
I will
Jack
never underrate him again.
Listen, I think LJ, for all of the people confused in chat, how do you think Jack's better than LJ? We have to keep reminding you, we're not rating them based on this split. Like I think LJ had a way better split than Jack, but I think Jack and Gen G will go further than LJ's team, and I think Jack will look really good while doing it. So I reckon, like he's going to be.
I think there's a really good head-to-head there because there is a good chance they verse each other.
Yeah,
in the lower bracket, as you said. That's the expected match. So that would be exciting for these lists as well.
Also, they could always just beat BDS if BDS are not gonna if they're gonna have another spring major incident. Like maybe Gen G just are in the upper bracket instead of the lower bracket, which would be way better for them. Then they're playing Rule 1 or Crew, and suddenly they're top 6 if they win that. So I think it's a safe pick. I don't know why anyone would complain about this, except Dazerin, who's got him at 1 probably.
Let's just reveal the numbers, okay?
All right, let's go. Lucky number 13. Interesting. Very interesting. Great choice, Yummy. Ooh. I love that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, you have thought Ruas might be a bit higher up for you. Okay.
Interesting from CJ, though.
I'm very surprised by Monkey Moon.
CJ, unless it's so in the mud, it's not funny. I've ever seen a land where that man is in top 5.
Monkey Moon's a phenomenal player, but
he's just the worst player on BDS.
He's just going to be the worst player on BDS.
Wait a second, y'all still haven't listed anybody from Vitality. This is insane.
That's right, we are true Redosin friends. You tried to call us out, it failed miserably. We are Redosin friends.
Redosin hater.
Wow.
Yeah.
Redosin hater alert.
Everybody might have not even show up to the LAN, man. Vitality, they just got it, bro. Y'all play for second.
What LAN has there been where a team won and we didn't rate all 3 players in the top 12?
G2. None of you did it.
What? No, I at least had all 3 in the top 10.
Predicting.
I don't think I was.
Oh, no. I'm talking about post. And this is a prediction here, right?
I had
if we're predicting the Vitality win, it would be dumb of us to not have all 3 players in the top 12 because then we're guaranteeing ourselves wrong even if they win.
Yeah, post.
I'm talking about pre.
No, post.
Yeah, but I'm talking about post, right?
So we're talking about
post
after LAN.
When have we ever said that the 3 players who've won the event were not all top 12? I don't think there's ever been a single LAN. So if you're going into a LAN and you're predicting a team to win, then you should probably be predicting those players to be all in the top 12. It doesn't make sense not to do that.
For clarity, the only
because then you'll be guaranteed wrong after the LAN.
Only one who didn't fall was Johnny. He had Jack at 2, Chronic at 6, Noli at 10. Everybody else had Noli. CJ had Noli at 12. I had Noli at 14, and Yummy had Noli at 15.
That was pre-LAN, right?
Yeah, that was pre-fall major.
Yeah.
Wait, did I pre-jump the fall major? Got them all in the top 10?
You had 10, 6, and 2. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. That is how it's done. That is how it's done.
Post-LAN, I definitely had Nolly top 10 as well as a Chronic and Appjack, they were them.
You just
So,
said pre-jump, bro. You're not playing Rocket League, man. Get your head out the pitch.
I pre-jumped the predictions. I pre-jumped the predictions. Come on, let me have this. We don't often get any credit. In fact, never do we get credit for our correct predictions.
I'll let Johnny have down. Look at Johnny.
Everybody only wants to see our predictions before the LAN when it's completely up in the air. After
you almost had KC. You had Exotic at 13. But everybody else was above.
Yeah, I was just exotic hater certified.
You had Exotic at 21, Johnny.
Yeah, look, Monkey at 13.
Johnny.
Ridiculous pick. What was I thinking?
Yeah, what were you? It's like 25. Hey, listen, you have him 21. I got a 25. That means
but I think I had his teammates like higher. Pretty sure I had Itachi really high because he had a great split. He had a really good winner split.
Pull up number 12, Johnny. I've got to explain my number 13.
You've got to explain your 13.
Because let me tell you about the bear. Now, Monkey Moon, he's okay. You know, he's won a world championship. He's won a major. But let me tell you about the bear. Going to his first event, finally, he has been hibernating, the bear. He has been hibernating. He's been feeding on the North American region in scrims only. He's been hitting quadruple flip resets. I boot camped against him. He dominated. I saw what he could do. And now we're just starting to see a little glimpse of what the bear can do at regionals. It's taken a while. It's taken a couple of years. But now the bear, spring major, stepping up online, is going to come out and wipe the floor with everyone up until maybe the top 12. But then before that, it is just going to be an absolute domination of the bear. You put the bear against Monkey Moon, it's the bear 3-0 every day of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to go too high on him. You know, I could have easily put the bear at number 1.
Too low.
We were going
too low. Come on.
But at 12, it is just, you just have to have the bear. I just don't think he's got the dog in him, and he's got the bear in him as well. He's waited for this for so long. He's going to come out, cocaine bear. He's going to come out and just absolutely wipe the floor with everyone. You'll see it, and everyone's saying, "Oh, AJ at 19, that's crazy." You wait and see the bear. He's got levels on AJ at this event. All right.
It's just too troll. It's just too troll. It's too troll. It's too troll. If you're gonna be troll, you might as well just put him at 1. You should have put him at 1. Put him at 1.
No, listen, the bear, he's been hibernating. He took winter off. He said
hibernated, only got him to 12. You would think he would hibernate all the way to 1. Why'd he come out before he was ready?
It's spring, bro. That's when you wake up from hibernation. You haven't
seen the bull yet, man. Like,
yeah, the bear's being shackled at the moment, but you know he'll just put in a phenomenal performance. Look, he's been. I don't want to name names, but you know the bear. You put the bear in any team, and he elevates it. Let's be honest. Put him in Vitality for Zen, and they're not only winning all 3 regionals, but the other teams are forfeiting. All right, they're not even showing up. He's just that kind of player.
Not above Zen?
Well, again, they're just not going to do fantastically at the event, so I can't. But the bear is going to be right up there. There's a bear in there. There's a bear in Boston. He's going to show everyone. He's going to show everyone what he's made of. I've seen it in scrims time and time again. The North American region knows that the flip resets, if they come through, he'll hit 5, 6 in a row. Oh, I can't wait to see it. You guys just wait.
Absolutely unbearable.
Unbearable. Did you do that on purpose? There's no way.
You just wait.
Unbearable?
Just bear with me.
No, I'm not bearing with anything. It's unbearable.
Just bear with me.
Because now I want to move on. We got Gen G, the man who got paid off by Gen G, and he has all 3 of the players already listed. So explain yourself. You're not rooting for Gen G this time around.
No faith.
Listen, the players on Gen G know.
Is the contract about to expire? What's going on?
He might be on the outs.
Keep on talking to me. I ain't gonna invite y'all to the party on that one day. Okay, I got invites to the party.
I'm already invited
y'all.
Likewise, yeah. Got him. Go on.
Okay, I gotta make a call. I gotta call Jimmy.
I've already got the invitation.
We all got guest list, bro. We're on the guest
messages. So I don't think you got the type of pool.
What's the next chapter for Dazerin then? Is it going to be Carmine Daz?
He's learning French.
Complexity Daz, Vitality Daz.
He's gonna move to Paris. He's gonna move to Paris if you come. He's gonna join the K Corp.
He has tried to go to Paris multiple times. He talks about it all the time. That's why he wants to.
That got nothing to do with nothing.
He's jumping ship. Gingy's not good enough no
I'm
more.
not jumping ship. I'm being realistic.
Oh no, that's why he started with NOG. He started that. Remember that? He started that conversation with NOG before he left. He said, I'm being realistic, guys. I'm not. And then all of a sudden, he left them.
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, okay?
It's the same history.
I love Gingy Mobile One Racing.
Oh, your chat
Okay.
got hit with ass, Johnny. They're hit with
That's
ass.
right. That's right. Hit him with the ass. That's what y'all get.
Of course, they happen when Dazerin's like getting
good time,
absolutely
post-bear.
roasted.
It's a good time for ads.
The money just keeps coming.
The money just
The money came to save him.
Daz gets 85% cut of this as well. He's I don't know how
Straight
he's done
to
that. He's
Bezos'
a
pocket.
I
contract
canceled like 3
fiend. He
meetings
just-
to be here.
he just
My 1%
negotiates.
cut's not looking so good next to these 85.
He takes
Right.
it.
See Radosa
Yup.
finally. That's respectable.
Riddles,
meet
yeah,
and greet.
not
Yeah,
top
Pete-
10, bit disappointing, but happens.
People are pointing out the Yan 12, and at this point, we know TBates is a Sam hater / Yan hater.
No, I'm
so
not.
it's
Yeah,
just-
he is
it's just
a
not a
Yan hater.
surprise.
Look,
yeah.
I've got
Yes.
him at 16, but mine makes sense because you see, as I said, now you're starting to see why Monkey Moon's at 13.
The whole
why
team's in
Yan's at
there.
16,
But Jan's by
because
himself
I've got to-
lost up there. What's going on?
Because you got some
Well,
trolls.
exactly. Well, I've got to because I've got to make room for the bear. I've got to make room for some other players in the list. So it'll make sense. I feel like this always happens. I do, the first 12 picks, whatever, and everyone's like, that's a shit list. But then once we start getting into the top 10, everything starts making sense, and I will win this vote.
I thought I had Yan and lost a good
I
spot,
will
man.
not be surprised if you win the vote.
Yeah, poor teammates, man. He's trying so hard to get like some props for putting Yannon lost high in the list, and apparently just not enough.
TBates is a time slot Andy because he knows that everyone from Europe's asleep. He can put everyone down there, and all the NA fans like, yeah, North America, and then he can get the vote. That's what he's doing this time.
Nah, you
Credit
people,
to
they're all
having
up right
lost
now, bro.
high, yeah.
They're all up right
It does
now, bro.
actually make more sense having lost high, so, obviously he's taking some of the load off Yan.
That's
So-
right, exactly.
All right, let's get into 11. Let's see what we're looking at. Another Rado, just outside the top 10. Not quite a lockout for the blue. Would be last season, but not anymore. He moved. Okay, CRR is up there. Interesting. Is that a deep run for complexity? I'm seeing. Is that a complexity beating vitality I'm seeing over here?
Listen, there remains to be seen.
Wait a
Remains to be
minute.
seen.
I also
I don't know.
feel like the bull you're trying to steal him from me based on you haven't put him in there yet.
His absence.
But
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to steal the bull from you. Why would I do that?
I think you are. I think it worked against you last time, and I think you've held a grudge because I had the bull above and Alpha 54 as well. I think you've held a grudge, and you know what I'm doing.
No, I don't think I am. But I think CRR had an absolutely fantastic land last time. I think this man had played at 2 big lands. I'm talking about individual performance. He played really, really phenomenal at Gamers 8. Absolutely carried Gil in every game up. And then he played really good. He played really good at in San Diego. He's
I'm so happy, TBates, that you're finally acknowledging Gamers 8 as a relevant LAN.
I always acknowledge it
Discuss.
as a relevant land. I didn't acknowledge it as irrelevant as you think in terms of like you're saying like they care more about that because more money and stuff like that. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
they
bro.
do.
No,
the
the pressure's
money
less.
talks.
It's not the world championship.
They did
all
in
get-
London a lot of teams. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, maybe the major. Maybe I compare that to the major, but the world championship, I said definitely trumps Gamers. They always will.
Oh yeah, like 4x, like easy, but I mean it's still like
That's what-
for
yeah,
your
that's what I'm saying.
for your predictions though. Like the argument in the past was players who did well in Gamers 8. That's an indication they're going to do well in other LANs because they performed in one LAN with a lot of pressure, a lot of money. They could do well in another setting with a lot of pressure, a lot of money on the line. I'm glad that we finally agree on that, and we no longer need to argue.
I don't know. I don't know about if I agree with it, but it's late, so I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
This is like
No.
our 5th crossover, Johnny, if you count Drafinio.
Actually, well, yeah, close. We're very synergized. I'm liking it. It's good stuff. Keep it up.
It's just
But
because you go the rainbow, probably, that we're not.
the rainbow's
I think
strong
Psycho's
for now.
too, right?
It's strong
Johnny's
for now.
lists are always fraudulent because he always
It's about
goes
to
the
get
rainbow,
blue.
but it's about to get blue
Yeah.
in a couple seconds, so he's gonna have to give it up in a couple.
I did warn you, it's difficult to maintain the rainbow in the absence of first killers, beast modes, and the like to, mix it up at the top. Let's get into the top 10. Do we have
I
a
did want
blue?
to say I kind of
Oh
like.
my goodness,
Daz
the
going
triple.
for-
The triple synergy
Ooh.
on Oski.
Ooh.
Dazerin, Yummy. Look at us go.
Zen 10.
He's got Zen. Wait. Why is he acting confused? Why is he acting confused?
There's nothing. I don't know. There's nothing to be confused about here. Listen, I just knew there'd be a reaction, so I'm trying to.
He was making a comeback.
I'm not trolling, but I knew there'd be a reaction, so that's why I'm kind of smirking. But I'm not. I didn't do this just to get a reaction out of people. I didn't do it. What?
I know why he did 10. It's because he couldn't rationalize putting him outside of the top 10. He's like, he's a top 10 player. That's really good for your first LAN.
That's really good.
He's a good player.
He's a really good player.
He's probably gone to the mirror. That's why he's so late today as well. He's like when practicing his Zen speech in the mirror. He couldn't get it straight with 11. He's like, nah, it just doesn't sound even remotely respectable. But 10, he thought, yeah, 10 works. I think I can sell them on 10. TBates, you can't sell us on 10. This is like snake oil salesman nonsense.
It's his first ever LAN.
I've never heard you say that before.
It's his first ever LAN, bro.
He's got Alpha at 1.
I've never heard you say this about any other
It's
rookie.
not his first ever LAN, but his first ever RLCS.
It's his first ever RLCS LAN, bro. Come on now.
But I go back to what I said earlier about like he came in, immediately won, showed that he can play under the pressure of RLCS for his first true RLCS. So he's I don't know. For me, he's a lock on LAN.
Tell me a rookie who's underperformed consistently throughout an entire tournament. Like a rookie like
if he's at 10.
who's a rookie wonder kid at Zen level who's underperformed, even going way back. Justin, people are like, oh, we haven't seen him on LAN. Best player in the LAN. Daniel, one nervous series, best player in the team by an absolute mile for Space Station Gaming.
Daniel was about 8-10 in there, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because if they'd won it, he would have been the best player. He would have been everybody's number one. If they won that LAN, if SSG won the Winter Major, everyone would have had Daniel at the top of their list, number one. They didn't win it though. But I'm just saying, like, what prodigies have underperformed? All the prodigies.
Chronic first LAN wins it.
They're all the prodigies are just insane on LAN. What is it? We got to stop saying like, oh, we haven't seen them on LAN. They're all insane on LAN. Naturally, they're just too good.
Interesting.
Seiko is the only.
I think the pressure that y'all
roughish
put on
one,
this young
he had
man,
a good
that's a little different.
We'll say Seiko.
We'll give him one bad
3-1 in his
series.
first LAN.
One bad series. Like Daniel had a bad series. Seiko had a bad series. I don't know if anyone else had a bad series, any other prodigies, but like after that, Seiko was actually very good. In fact, that line I had him top 10, easy coming out of that line, and his team only finished 5th, 8th.
Interesting.
I don't see a world where Zen isn't good.
It's 10. Is putting somebody at 10 saying he's not good?
For Zen, yeah, this is like not even in the range. This is outside of the range for Zen of what would be considered an acceptable finish.
Interesting. That's just because all y'all have him at 1 somehow already, which I am not sold on.
I did want to say I kind of like the Rise pick over Seiko from Daz. I didn't obviously go for it, but I think there was a little bit of toss up there.
Not my Rise over Monkey Moon. You're not happy with that?
That's
not happy.
Double standards. It's always.
I'm not happy with that. I can see Rise having a big.
I feel like I feel like the lowest,
Yeah,
the lowest arguable Zen ranking would be 5, top 5. That's like the absolute lowest where you can argue some world where Alpha's popping off,
6.
and they finish second.
Why 6?
I don't think I can give you 6 though. I feel like top 5 is like the lowest I can say is possible, given the way he's played.
Interesting. I didn't realize that having somebody at 10 was calling him.
Also, Redosa's at 20. What are Vitality doing? Are they even winning this line?
He's got 20-10-1. He's just got Alpha that much better, and he's going to run the. He's holding a grudge from last time. He's going to have the ball and Alpha 54 above mine because he wants to get those votes back.
He does.
You'll see it. Let's pull number 9.
Let's continue.
Yeah, maybe T-Base doesn't have Alpha on his list at all. We don't know. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Okay, now before
we
goes,
got another.
Why do you have him so high?
Another lockout. We're actually synergized with colors. That's kind of sick. Anyway,
Ooh.
that's never happened before 2 times in a row with different colors.
Before anyone says, how do you... Now, listen, I made a huge mistake at the Fall Major. I put apparently Jack as an honourable mention. He got the MVP. And I said to
he's
Jack,
farming.
I will never put you outside the top 10 again. I am scarred from that experience. It was... it really tainted my integrity and, you know, my pick choosing abilities. So I will never underrate him again. I
But
think
CJ,
that although...
speaking of tainting integrity,
Yes.
he's done it again. He refuses to admit that he was wrong last
Oh my God, he's done LJ over Zen.
year. He refuses to admit that he was wrong when he said it the
We're
first time.
back.
He's always been wrong and he's still wrong.
Oh,
LJ
2
is
years
not
later,
better
is
than
it?
Zed,
2
bro.
years later?
He's not better than
Why is he
Zed.
at LJ at 9? I thought he was gonna be top 5.
He's put LJ over Zen. Just one
LJ
spot
right
higher,
above
just
Zen.
to prove a point.
Just
He
like
did it just to show that he can't. His
Just
mind
like
can't
all
be changed.
things end up. If you remember last year, we did our top 25 players, and I said LJ, he's got something on Zen. I don't know what it is, but he's got it. And right there, he's got it right there. He's at 9, and Zen's at 10.
So this is like what somebody get the tweet drafted where it's like congratulations to LJ on winning the Better Than Zen on TBates pre-LAN predictions player list empty like invisible trophy celebration while Zen's lifting the actual trophy at the LAN when they win it. Like, what are you talking about? This is ridiculous.
Interesting.
Do you think this year? Okay, Arsenal's above Redosin, LJ's above Zen. Do you really think Alpha is the only reason this team is actually
But
going to
he
win?
doesn't have Hoxer on his list, right?
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
have
got
Hoxer.
Hoxer on.
Is having somebody at 10 mean that he's bad? We need to answer that. 20. That means that you're going to have 3 players in the top 20 the LAN. That's impressive.
But Bates, you're
Y'all's
someone
post-LAN rankings, y'all
you've
had
had all
nobody
of
at
it-
14, 15.
you've had BDS like all in the top 5 before. Like you're the most.
When did I
You're
do
the
that?
person who
I forgot when I
stacked.
did that.
You did. You put Atomic at 1, and then all of BDS below him last year's spring.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was expecting. I was really trying to bring in the BDS losing the G2 energy, but it didn't happen. It came in the worlds and it didn't go my way. But I was one land too early.
Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
trying to get it.
TH, you said last pick. Oh, I didn't put Zen there for reactions. You did, but then
You
you,
did.
put LJ
You
over
did.
Zen.
You
You
put LJ there
did.
for
This is a
reactions.
premeditated thing that you've done right here.
Meditated.
This is entirely impression farming. He doesn't believe this. He
This is
genuinely
impression
he doesn't believe
LJ
this.
over Zen. He's
This-
lying to you, Chad. He's lying.
Despite what his haters might think, T-Bates does watch Rocket League, and he doesn't believe this. This is entirely impressions.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't
This
know,
is a
man.
hit piece. This is a hit piece. He's done this on purpose.
It is. I don't hate the rest of the row though. I could see it. I could see the rest of it. Like LJ
What a
at
rate.
9 by itself, I don't have a problem with it. I feel like that's in his range. I feel like they could make a top 6 run, but above Zen, like come on, I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Respect the ball as well. We like that.
Yeah, I need to respect the bull.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
The cannon.
Oh, let me tell you.
Ooh.
Now, let me tell you about the
Going
cannon.
storylines. He's
Now, let
going
me tell you
story-
about
I don't like it.
Let me tell you something about the cannon. When you got that man on that dominance, boy, we saw him. We saw a little sprinkle up when he was on quadrant over there in Rotterdam. He was absolutely sliding him home. His team, they're holding him back a little bit, but now he's got Joyo, he's got Juicy, he's on Moist. His name is Cash Kami, and he's gonna come to Boston. He's gonna be sliding top left, top right. He's a land player with the red hair, and he means business. I got this Moist team doing some damage because that man right there, he's a baller, and we're rolling with the cannon. Give me Cash, give me the cannon, and give me him at number 8. I want him. I want him there. I'm feeling good about it too. I'm feeling good about it too. Come on. Come on.
And all this is to say he's better than Zen.
This is actually like so many opportunities for T-Bates. He's relishing this. He's waited his whole life to put 9 players above Zen in a ranking. This is his day.
Is Cash a bad man?
He's a bad man. Just give the cannon a ball and watch him do work. Fear you? I'll be scared. I don't want to see that man with the ball on the land stage. With Warrior right behind. Warrior always goes to the finals. So, hey, listen, he needs a superstar, and Cash is a superstar. Just give him the ball and move out the way. That's a Bates take. That's a Bates take.
You see, when I do the storyline, TBates, it's about giving the fans just that little bit of, because it's sort of 1-2% believable, but you're just going for that 0%, And I just feel like you're telling a story, but it just doesn't have that little bit of hope to hold on to.
There's no way that you're saying that. When I started the storyline meta all the way back in LA, when I called G2 going all the way, I gave him the pitch, I gave him the story, and then
that's not storyline meta. That's a fanboy meta, bro.
And then after that, it all went well.
It's not a storyline meta if you pick G2 every time. The only reason we're not seeing G2 players,
the first time.
Qualify.
It was a storyline the first time. So
that wasn't storyline. That was just pure fandom.
Fandom.
Yeah.
It ended up being right, didn't it?
Atomic on the Fennec with
if you put Atomic first every single time, you're gonna be right that one time.
But I was the first time. I was right the first time, which originated Base never wrong. After that, I've been a little off.
Just a little bit.
Bates never wrong between the period of the beginning of the major and the end of the LA major.
No, well done, T-Bates. I'm looking at what's coming up on my list, and I'm actually a little bit worried about my storyline meta might have not be good enough.
I'm impressed by how much higher you have cash than CJ, because I expected CJ to go.
I'm just surprised he was disrespected the canon like that. I expected the canon to be top 10 for CJ.
That is a range, actually. You've got him 13 above the next highest canon. Like, he is very isolated right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get number 7s on the board. What are we looking at here?
But let me tell you about the bull, because he absolutely stepped up. Winter Major was phenomenal, and I just couldn't get him any higher for some reason. But number 7 is a fantastic position for the bull. He's going to be sitting there firmly in the top 10. He plants those feet. He digs the hooves into the top 10, and he'll be right there. He is an absolute weapon superstar of the Syncoplex. They're going to have a fantastic major. And, well, when I say fantastic, they're probably going to go similarly to last time, Top 4 would be nice. Maybe a top 6. But the Bull's right in there.
CJ, I'm disappointed.
You wanted him higher, didn't you?
Bates has him higher.
He does, yeah. He's trying to go full storyline meta. That's all he's doing.
I know, he's going. You can't steal the ball from
but
me.
The mistake he made
to be fair, though,
to make space for all his storyline meta, he's just put all of these incredible players in the bottom 10, and he thinks it's going to work. You've made too many mistakes.
I told you he's holding a grudge because I stole his Alpha 54 last major, and now he's got to steal my ball at this one. You just wait for the World Championship, son. You got a big storm coming.
So look at this NA bias, AJ7, LJ9, both of them up there, and then Yumi as well with the NA bias. What is all this?
I'm so NA biased. Although these are realistically the top players of NA, 2 of the 3 of them. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't see the problem. You ask for the top players. That's the top players. I don't care what they do at the major. AJ is a top 10 player. Way. You better talk to him.
You have been gassing AJ for so long, Johnny, and he's playing his best Rocket League. And now when he's playing his best Rocket League, you have him the lowest. That is crazy.
He should never have been benched. He should never have been benched. If FaZe held on to him, then they would be able to enjoy AJ's best Rocket League, but they benched him. So, it's their loss.
Way.
That's way.
I just don't think the team can go further than 9th. It's just tough.
It don't matter. Because Way gonna be averaging 480 anyways. It don't matter where they finish. 9th, 1st, 7th, 6th. He gonna get his 480. Hey, Way.
I'm with him. All the way. All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
All right,
I'm assuming exotics based off last LAN. I don't hate it. But,
yeah, I've got exotic way higher because I've got to respect the fact that I underrated him last time. I thought Itachi was going to be the second fiddle of KC. He wasn't. It was definitely exotic. So I'm going to and also it's been the same thing online. It's not just last line. He's been the whole spring split, second best player. Very consistent, very solid player. So I think he's going to be
respect.
Very safe pick there, right? Let's get into number 6. See what we're looking at here.
Oh, now he's going to go with the size of the man.
I'm always going to have the big boys right next to each other. Razebull and Oski, they're just the units of the Rocket League scene, and they were phenomenal last major. And the big boys, they ride together, they die together. Oski and Razebull.
Oh, of course. Why is that shocking?
Oh wow, but you do have all of
He has all three
all
of them
of
up there,
Vitality
bro.
top 6. Have you not learned from Gen G last event?
First of all, when I had Genji towards the top, they won. When I had KC towards the top, they won. So I don't want to hear nothing about what I've learned because I've
Johnny's whole
learned
top 5
I
is all
picked the
EU.
winners. That's all I know. Let's talk about Johnny and lost at 6. I want to hear the lost at number 6, Johnny. What's going on there?
Did you watch the spring split? This player has become such a complete player. This split is blown me away. I thought he was a bit of a one-trick pony, a very good one-trick pony. It's a great trick to just be very, very fast. But yeah, now he's just an all-round player, and he's been the best player for Furia this split by an absolute mile, especially in the big matches. He's been the best player by far. I'm like one of the most long-term fans of Yan. But I think Lost has been that guy, and he's also had incredible LAN performances in the past. Just think back to last season's World Championship. That like Lost was ridiculous.
Just don't remember fall. Don't.
I mean, don't think about how his team did in fall. They were not the best team in fall, but like think World Championship last season. Lost can play well in LAN. He's been their best player this split, and I think the new playstyle he's got, the more well-rounded playstyle, less about just YOLOing every single ball, like. I can see him doing very well.
I can see Lost at 6. I can't see all EU being at the top though, all 5 of them. But I can't see that. But I can see Lost at 6.
I don't hate it, but also, as I said, I think Lost might be part of the struggle early on. You know, TBates, you have Moist doing well, so I can imagine you think that they might lose to Moist. So
I got Fury doing. I got two Fury in there too.
Yeah.
TBates doesn't look at the bracket. He just like has all his teams doing well. He just like
every team's doing really well. They're all trying their best.
They're a really good team. They're
all coming top 16. I can tell you that much, and that makes them great.
I think Furia is going to be the best NA team, like 4 to 6. That's where I got Furia. I think they could even like make a deep run. I think like if they can get some momentum in the upper bracket, I think they could be a threat to Carmine Corp even. I think they're more of a threat to KC than any other team. I think they're more of a threat to just EU teams than any other team in North America because they're a bit of a unknown quantity there. And I don't know. They're just so good. They're so good at Rocket League.
If you're about to have Addo at 5.
That would actually be sick though. Hold on.
That'd be great.
Oh wait, we have a troll here. Wait, 2 Alpha 54 at 5.
Oh no, CJ, he's taking Alpha 54 back from you. No.
I told you I had the realization when he put Zen at 10 what he was doing when I hadn't seen the ball yet. Alpha 55th, you could say it's too low. I'm a man of averages when I look on the team, right? And I'm a man of, I've got Rado there, Alpha there. It's not, it looks nice. They're still going to be the highest on average because of Vitality winning. But it's just balance. This is a balanced pick for me. This is a balancing pick. Alpha will absolutely be a top 5 player at this LAN. But that's it, and I've had to balance me out with Zen.
Are you guys seeing how toxic Alpha is in chat right now? He says his worst placement is better than Radosin's best placement. I'll take it, thanks, bro. Not only is this man roasting his teammate, he's also assuming that we've all got him top 4 and that none of us think there's a possibility that they're just bombing out of the LAN.
The ego in this man, unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable. Listen.
No, look, I stole TBates. I stole your thunder last time, and I've opened the door for you. With
I don't need
my
the thunder.
picks.
I just let the
because as you can see, there's a raise ball and there's an alpha that TBates hasn't picked yet, and I'm waiting for the speech. We can let him have it.
Oh no, we don't need to have the speech. I'll let the picks do the talking.
No. Oh no, you'll have the speech.
There we go.
I think
there it is.
There's the ball.
Oh, the bull. Listen, I mean, CJ already talked about it. He puts his hooves on the ground and he just absolutely goes to work. I think, your reason he's got Razeable at 4 and Addo at 24 is because I think that Complexity Liquid series is going to be tight. And I think that if Complexity squeaks out, they're going to give Vitality one hell of a run. It's going to be one hell of a run. I think Complexity has the best chance to take down Vitality, and it's because they got the big man in the middle. The one with the horns, the one with the hooves. He's going to set the tone, set the physicality. Zen, he's too small because the big boys are out there screaming at you. There's nothing you can do. Complexity's going to be there, and they mean business, baby. That's why I've got the bull up there, because he's going to have to perform in order to be Vitality.
This guy said
good
he's
of you
not
to
go-
steal
he
CJ's
doesn't need the speech.
And then he
He
gave us a
doesn't need
speech.
the speech. Go straight into the speech.
Yo, I close my eyes and I just imagine real quick like a towering raised bull over Zen, and I was just like, oh god, I just couldn't keep it.
You gotta eat your breakfast. And Ray's boy, he's eating, and then he's in the gym right after. He's just a monster, bro. Don't move out of his way.
Oh god.
I still just want to point out the absolute disrespect on Fury. I feel like people are forgetting that they are a LAN team. They're a LAN team. Yan's a LAN player. You know, even last year when they weren't making LANs, they were making LANs, but they were struggling to dominate in SAM. And then they'd go to LAN and they'd come top 6 and they'd come top 4 and they'd upset TBates and make him cry. I think people have underrated them, but you know,
I don't think I've underrated them.
Top 5. Yeah, not you, but you know, so many others in the list and in the chat.
What are you talking about?
Yan is the man on LAN. He is.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into top 3 here. Let's see what's going on. That's right. It's not just me that's all blue in the top 5, essentially. Like, look at this. What are we looking at, TBates? A whole blue lockout for number 3. That's what we like to see.
3 and 4.
We got, you're looking good. You got the best player on Vitality. He sat right where he needs to be. I don't need to say anything else for the man. I mean, he does the gameplay for himself. On LAN, he's a winner. Simple and plain. He's the catalyst for this Vitality team. There's a reason they signed him to a 7-year, multi-million-dollar deal. Is because he is an absolute phenom. And I like Alpha.
$1 million deal.
I really expected top 2 from you for Alpha.
Yeah,
trying to
same.
think.
Yeah, that's pretty weak from you.
Yeah.
Who on
He hasn't
earth?
done a speech.
Who on
either, 'cause
earth has
he's not
TBates
happy with it.
forgotten? Who has he forgotten to put in here? No. He's got Atto 24.
Well,
a lot of
he's
people
got
saying
Vatira.
Atto. He's got Vatira 1, of
Yeah,
course.
Vatira's up there.
He's so happy that his list is
Everybody's
He's-
already speculating.
Look how happy T-Bates is that his list is so terrible that we can't figure out what his top 2 are. Like,
Who's it to?
Don't worry.
has he stolen Magic Bear as well?
Also,
No
Johnny,
way.
you hated me so much for
No
Chronic
way.
25. Do you have a Chronic in your top 2?
No.
What do you
If
why'd
he-
you hate on me for?
If he has stolen the bear from
He's
me,
stolen
I
the
will,
bear,
I
bro.
will leave. I will never do a
Oh.
ranking stream again.
I'm not gonna lie.
There
he's
is
like
no
owning
way.
you
And I'm
right
starting
now.
to think he might have because he's put Reynolds
No
in there.
way.
And then he's put AJ at 7. If this guy. Okay, just pull up, let's have
Yeah,
a look.
let's-
Pull up number 2. I'm about to flip. I'm about to.
There's no way, bro. He's not just...
All Vatira too.
What? That's incredible. Wait,
Whoa.
that's actually incredible.
That's sick. Good job, everyone. Good job. Handshakes all around.
job.
You know
Well,
what our
great
number
pick.
1 is for
Great
everyone
pick.
except T-Bates. I'm
you might
about
as
to
well just-
lose.
What is this? What
Let me
is
tell you
this,
something,
bro?
bro. Listen, bro. I'm about tired of listening to the Daniel disrespect. I just want to put him up there because if he was at this land, bro, he would be balling out. Y'all are all. Hey, I'm trying to listen to it. Daniel can't ball. Daniel selfish. Daniel all this. Daniel's a superstar. He's a superstar that's so good that he's the first person to ever make one of these lists without being at the land itself. Okay, he is that talented, and I wanted to make sure that y'all knew how good Daniel was. So Daniel at number 1. I just
Hey,
got
he's
him there
better
waiting.
than First Killer?
I got him there waiting. No, it's not the point. The point was I just want to make a statement about Daniel. I just want to make a
I
statement
just
about
can't believe
Daniel.
you wanted to talk about V1 and Daniel so badly. You put him in the
Laniel
list.
always finds a way. Laniel finds a
don't
way to
believe
get himself
this.
on the list. He finds himself a way to
You
be on
should
the
have
list.
stolen Magic Bear. That would have been better. Like, if you stole Magic Bear, that would have been the play.
I
But
wasn't
You can still
thinking about
change it. You can say that was a mistake and put in Magic Bet.
Nah. If I wanted to do that, I would have messaged
So-
Jamie. I wanted to keep Daniel.
so you think Daniel, if he was at the LAN, would be the best player? Is that your point here?
Not at all. Not at all. I just wanted to have him all the way up there just to confuse people, and then also to say that he's a good player because they've been hating on him. And I've not
Nobody's
wanted
been
to- I wanted-
hating on Daniel. Everybody's just
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that everybody's just been pointing out the fact that all of his former teammates all of his former teammates have qualified and he hasn't.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
I just
hating
wanna-
on him. It's just a fact.
And Bates took
No.
that personally.
No. There's a lot of Daniel haters out there, and I just want to make sure that you know that Daniel's a good player. That's all I wanted to say.
I've not. I don't know. I must have
There's
missed
a lot of
this.
hate out there for a 16-year-old. I really like. I don't know because it was all the love for Daniel all year, and now it's all hate. It's kind of weird, and I really don't want it. I don't want it to see the dimension if Zen starts losing. What happens to Zen? Because it's the way it's completely flipped. But Zen's won, I guess, 3 times. Daniel only won once, so I guess that's a distinction. But I mean, Daniel had nothing but love, and now he's just bad. So I want to put Daniel up there.
Interesting.
It's Adge, by the way.
Yeah, we got Adge somehow.
Unlucky.
More money for Daz.
Whatever.
Standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need my cut on that. We're overtime.
All right, well, wait. I think it's probably like a minute of ads. I didn't actually see. It doesn't tell me how long. But like, okay. Nobody's trying to hate on Daniel, obviously. Nobody's hating on Daniel.
No.
You aren't, and
he's not
CJ
at the
isn't,
event.
and Yumi isn't, and Damar isn't, but there's other people who are. So I want to just let people know that Daniel's good.
What is the hate? What's hate that's been spewed? What have I missed?
Oh, I mean, Raul definitely thinks Daniel's the problem. He said
They all they say Daniel's the problem. He can't play Rocket League. He's a solo merchant.
Nobody
He's
says that
nowhere
Daniel
near
can't
Zen's
play
level.
Rocket League.
Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely nowhere near Zen's level in some ways. That's been made clear by this split. But like, we don't need to talk about Daniel versus Zen. But like, he's definitely part of the problem.
I think
He's
there's
not
like
the
an
problem,
actual
he's part of the
somewhat of a
problem.
compliment to have such high expectations on somebody that when they fall below those expectations, even if they're a great player, they receive criticism. I think you see that all the time, and that's not going to stop because it's all perspective. So if somebody's not meeting your expectations as a human, kind of see that, and you go, well, they're not as good as they used to be, or they're not as good as they should be. And I think Daniel does get a lot of that because I think even at a lot of lands where we've rated him 10, 9, we even believe that he could. Johnny said it earlier, be better, be the number one of a LAN if he was able to take
If they
win
want
off
it,
the
yeah. No, my point about Daniel is like, I feel like it doesn't actually help him to hear a bunch of, like, if all of his friends and all of his like teammates and everyone that he talks to is telling him that he's not the problem. That doesn't help him at all. Like, that's just being yes man.
Interesting.
He's part of the problem for sure. Because yes, as in terms of an individual talent, he's pretty close to Zen. He's one of the few players who can be in a lobby with Zen and look like he belongs there. But he still falls short results-wise, and he's tried with multiple teams now, and his teammates and ex-teammates are doing well with players we consider worse than Daniel. So there must be something that he's doing wrong, and that's where he has to figure out. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. Because if there was nothing wrong, if he was actually the perfect player, that would actually suck. That would be terrible. Because he just failed to qualify for a LAN while being the perfect player. That's the worst feeling you could have. There's nothing you could do better. But if there's things he could do better, then that's actually a good thing. That's what he should be thinking about. That's what his fans should be thinking about. I don't think it does him any service to say he's not the problem. That's just not true.
While you've been talking about a player that's not at the event, I've been looking at the lists, and I think if I was going to vote, fully unbiased, I actually think Yumi has a fantastic list. Looking at that, so
Let's go. I thought it was going to be a terrible list when I went in.
As someone who's quite similar to Yumi for a lot of it, but also different on parts of it, I rate his list. I think it's decent. But I think
I actually think Daz has a good list too.
Yeah.
Johnny, you have a
all
good
y'all's
list.
lists are just so bad.
Well, you got Daniel at one.
No, I put Daniel at one. I put Daniel
had
at
a
one.
chance.
24.
You had a chance to win the storyline meta. You could have put Alpha at 1. You could have put Ray's Bull at 2. You could have won the storyline meta. You could have won the vote. But you've blown yourself up that many times in this list. Like, it's ridiculous. You've self-destructed your own list.
I wasn't doing it for the vote though. I was doing it to let people know that Daniel is a good player. But the fact that all y'all have Zen, like, it's unanimous. When this man is not playing at a LAN, and the dude that, because Vatira's my real one, of course. If I didn't have Daniel, like, Daniel's of course not there. Vatira's obviously my one. So if the fact that Vatira has been to how many? He has won been to 12 regional grand finals. He has won 2 majors. He has been the best player on his team since spring of last year, and he's been arguably the best player in the world since then. And now Y'all think that this kid just walked in there and just passed them up without even playing a land once, bro?
This comes across as like Daniel hate. This is just a Zen hate, right? You know, everybody thought, he hasn't played ILCS before. He's not going to have a great ILCS. He does it. Oh, he can't do it back to back. He does it. You know, it's just continuing on in that same regard. You know, like you can either give him credit or not. I would be fine to say like I would have thought, maybe like,
but y'all don't understand how much praise y'all are throwing on this young man. He is not playing in LAN, and then other young men
never lost an event. He's never come second.
He's 13 out of 13 for wins.
Has he played a LAN yet?
Yes.
He's played at a live event. Yes.
I think winning RLCS LAN is a little different than playing at whatever live event he just played at. So and also I think the fact that the man that y'all have below him has won 2 of them and was the favorite to win the world championship. And it's still one of the favorites to win this world championship. And it's been the best player in the world for the past year. This man didn't just hop on a pitch.
But the difference is like base. Zen couldn't play. Now he can. All right,
not Edge again.
We got Edge. I think that's time to call it because we're making zero headway here. For TBates, Vati was the best player in the spring split and will be the best player at the LAN, but second best player in the world after Daniel. Everybody else, we agree on Zen. But that's all.
Yeah.
But at
the same time, Johnny, we've done about 8 of these lists, and every time we cannot agree as a collective. We are the best group ever at this sort of stuff. Like, every list is so different.
But at least we all agreed on top 2.
But Zero was number 2 only because TBates put Daniel in, which is clutch, to be honest, because we would not have had the material second place lockout if TBates
Daniel has the
honest.
highest average out of everybody on this list. Oh, wait. Yeah, Daniel has the highest average out of everybody on this list.
No, he doesn't, because we've got him at 26 technically, if you want to.
Y'all have him at NA. He's not there. He's NA.
He's NA.
He's number 1 for me.
Speaking of that, what do you think, Bates, about there only being like 7 NA players at this LAN?
7 NA players at this LAN. We talked. Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's a different discussion for a different day.
Very cool.
That's another can of worms.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for voting me as
Yummy one.
Well done, Yummy.
The best list.
Good list.
Which is pretty good. Johnny will attest to the fact that I came here today and I was like, man, I was thinking of pulling out of here because if you guys don't know, I'm not going to be at the Boston Major, so I was feeling a bit like, I'm going to be a bad list, but a little bit of a pick me up. Thank you.
Man, Yummy, man. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Yummy, man?
Wummy Wheeze, man.
Wummy Wheeze, man.
Hopefully you'll see the Wummy Wheeze man in the door.
Wummy Wheeze, man.
Get him in the door.
Get him in the door.
Get him in the door.
And I'd like to officially apologise to chat to my fellow co-hosts for being an hour late. I made a big mistake. I've picked up a bit of a flu. I took some cold and flu tablets last night, and it has dead set knocked me sideways. So I will not be doing that again. Lessons were learned, mistakes were made, but I'm glad that chat and guests and co-hosts were very patient with me, and we did get a lovely list in time. It unfortunately came last, but still a good stream. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'm sorry it won't happen again. I will not be making the mistake with those tablets.
I'll win the world's list. I'm winning. I already know. I already have my list planned out.
He's already got the list made. He doesn't need to think about it.
He doesn't need to know.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
For the world's list.
Thanks to all of you for sticking around. This was a long one, but that was a lot of fun, as always. And we'll see you guys, when is it? Like 4 days? 5 days?
Yeah.
Something like that. 6 days? I don't know. A week-ish.
Not long.
See you guys in a week-ish for Boston. Yummy, are you going to be streaming?
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully I'll do a live stream.
Yes, everybody watch Yummy's live stream. I'm not going to be view partying, so watch Yummy's view party. And that's all from us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.